I'm Terry Shields, the zoning administrator.
I'm Mark Carr, just a member.
Todd Russ, the same, just a member.
Clay Smith.
Daryl Allen, member.
Amber Hudson, member.
And with that, then, I think board, one of the first things you would need to do is, again, you haven't met in over a year. First thing you do is, if someone either wants to volunteer, you know, it's like the Army, you don't volunteer for everything or anything, but it's, if somebody thought Joe Blow would be good to run the meeting tonight as president, then somebody should make a motion to that effect. Somebody second it, and the board can. So I'll throw that open to you at this point. Who you gonna throw the wolves?
Daryl Abney.
I can't take that with my travel schedule. Okay. He's declining that.
I travel quite a bit.
That's my problem.
Uh,
Looks like Clay Smith.
No, I decline too.
and nominate yourself?
No, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be at every meeting.
Well,
My
and I haven't
business,
had a meeting in the last year, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's something you're gonna have to do
I
every
guess I'll
week.
nominate Todd Rustin. He's got it in him.
Anybody gonna second that?
Presidents run deep in the Russ family.
There's a motion. Anybody want to second that?
I would rather not.
We're getting down to the short straws, Amber.
Okay, well, and again, Daryl, even if you were to do it, get nominated, then it's really just a matter for tonight, because there may not be another meeting for now. So, if you want to resign at some point after that, then you can do that. So, okay. Well, somebody's gonna have to, at least, take the interim and do it. And again, I'm here to advise you, so it's not like we're throwing you to the wolves on how to run the meeting.
Can Terry do it?
I suppose that,
I nominate Terry. Anybody
second.
second it?
yeah, that would be the problem. So, and if somebody just wanted to name a interim president for this evening, to run it, then we could do that and have no obligation on the meeting this evening. So,
Can you do that, Daryl?
I can, I guess.
that sounds like a motion. Second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor of Daryl as the interim president of the BZA for tonight's meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, looks like it passes. So, with that, then Daryl, to that extent, I'll turn it over to you. If you feel that you would like to delegate that for me to just do the preliminary stuff, we can do that.
We can do that. I think a lot of it's just gonna be understanding where we're at with this.
Yep.
Then approve
copy of the application, a copy of the diagrams that were with it, the objections that were filed, and Amber, you said there was another one received, is that right?
I think it's the same one we had emailed, but yes, we have.
Okay,
That one
so
came in the
we'll
mail.
enter that into the record also from Cynthia Jones, dated November 17th. So we'll enter that as a part of the record also. So that's where I see where you're going this evening with it. So I think then, Darrell, at that point, it would be a matter of opening it up to public comments for people to express their support or objection or whatever they want to do, and go from there.
Okay, at this time, we open the floor to hear the objections.
And you'll need to come up and turn it on green. You have that, Terry?
say, you know,
Name's Nathan Ulrey, I'm a landowner adjacent to proposed parcel where this. Per my research, I can't find where this subdivision was. What was this approved at?
Duplex. And they aren't going to be rented either.
I understand that.
You're going to sell every one of them.
Per the definition, within the subdivision control ordinance of 1997, you have one of two things. You have a subdivision or parcelization. To follow either direction, there is a set of guidelines that you have to follow. Be able to approve either one of them. Per the definition, that's the division of any parent tract into two or more tracts of land. That's exactly what's happened here. The original tract belonged to a house, consisting of 24 acres. That house was subdivided off. Since then, the two houses have been built. There's two more lots, and we have a 17.84 acre lot that's been built where there are duplexes proposed to be built. To me, that's one or the other. That's either subdivision or parcelization. There has been a severe lack of transparency from this town. We have requested multiple times for information regarding this permit and the proceedings on whether the actual process and the procedure outlined herein has been followed. This has the risk to decrease our property value. We plan to do different things on our property in the future. We don't want our property value to decrease. We have kids, we live in a rural community, we want to maintain that rural status. By adding this many families to this area, all you do is urbanize that area. Rural community as a rural area, and by doing this, you're making more, adding people, adding traffic, you're adding potential issues to the water system. Traffic on that road is definitely. There are, somebody freshen me up, how many residents? The traffic is fairly limited. Add another 18 families there, now we have a severe increase in traffic, also increase in traffic at the intersection of 136 road. You have a multitude of children, ages 16 to 18, leaving that school every day, not to mention school buses. Increase that congestion with residents and the children, and increase in accidents, potential life-changing accidents for residents here. Community, those kids, that's not something we want to entertain. I'm asking the board to have the best interest of the residents of the area and the community at hand when approving these type of permits. In fact, I've seen probably this permit, I'm the adjacent landowner, I really, I've had no notification of a appeals meeting that happened earlier this year, I had no notification of this meeting. Okay, so I'm questioning, I think there should be some kind of investigation on procedural handling of this board and the zoning administrator. I don't feel like this process has been followed appropriately. Now we have approved a permit to build basically a neighborhood. Nobody seems to know why or how it got approved. Best interest of those around, I suggest we go for review. This procedure is followed for adding, as far as time, as far as capacity of the water system. Look on Indiana State's database of local wells. Closest wells that are reported have a flow rate of 10 gallons per minute. How many wells are we going to have in this area? Are they going to be able to sustain water quality and volume for the rest of the residents in the area? Dry wells after that? Has there been any evaluation to determine that? Things I'm requesting be looked at. Through continuing to stay on this
would be available that we have to, that I'm not available. Zoning, egg one, egg two. I just asked you about all of those things, and if you live on the road, and you might have the traffic, also deal
typically when, to address Cynthia's question, the same thing. We get a lot of permits that come through. They're general, they're fence, somebody's gonna build an addition. We get those all week. Not every day, but a lot of, a month. And those just go straight to Terry now. The BZA does not become involved until it becomes an appeals part of that. None of the subdivision went to the planning committee. That was never, it went straight to the BZA, basically, both of them did. And that should be done that way. It did not, it didn't, it went straight to the BZA. Yes, technically, yes.
We have do want to probably level set a little bit, and correct me if I'm wrong on this too, but, so the board is for appeals. So when something is sent in, like Amber had mentioned, that goes directly to someone like Terry. We don't see those, we don't discuss those. So like when the original appeal came in, we sat down and obviously it was as a subdivision, looking at the ordinance. I guess that is one question I do have, is what has changed since the last meeting that now says that duplexes would be allowed versus the other subdivision?
I wasn't here, but I believe that was a request for a subdivision, that went, that's a process. That's a, no,
Right.
application for improvement permit that you have in front of you, that has asked for multi-resident, approval in an ag area with statute, under zoning statute, allowable setting. So, there wasn't a request for a subdivision last year, 2 years. So again, that's the distinction in my mind.
First off, I'll say, Jay, nobody said that lack of all that. I don't know that that is true. I'm not here to speak to that. I don't know. It really doesn't matter if you can't enforce that. And to set the record straight, it was this year. We originally applied for those single-family dwellings. And it was turned down by this board earlier this year. I don't know what date. So basically, in defense of Roger, when he went to the courthouse originally, set this up, there was nothing. Petersburg had nothing on file telling him that that could not. That paper was covered in the town, then presented after the fact, after he'd already spent considerable dollars laying this out. Okay, so that's what happened there. Basically, after the single-family dwellings, which I'm going to speak a little bit because I've talked to the school super, I've talked to school board members. We need housing in the county. Don't, yeah. We definitely need housing in this county. There's plenty of buyers. The first house that was listed out there was sold within probably a week or 8 days above list to a very good family. Okay? Very nice young family. That they the buyers were probably not. It's great. So anyway, that's the type of buyers that you. But basically, since it got shot down, he switched to the duplexes because it was very clearly stated the permit has been issued. What does a builder do once he gets a permit in his hand? Starts work. There's considerable work that's already been done. So my point to the town is, I'm not an attorney, Stu is, but I don't know what kind of risk you're in. Now you tell him, after you handed him a permit, oh, I'm sorry, 2 months later, you can't do this. And all the money's been spent, because I know there's been foundations dug, I know there's trusses, I don't know what else is done there. I can't speak on his behalf. But I can tell you there's been a lot of money spent. So, who's going to pay that? This board decides tonight that it's not going to happen. I am not in any way, shape, or form for Jim Ratcliffe. He chose not to be here. He didn't even get a notice of the meeting. Roger did. Roger did? Well, Roger
Well, first, I do want to make a point that Roger, as the county zoning administrator at the time that this was started here, should have been aware that Petersburg had a 2-mile radius, was aware that Petersburg had a 2-mile radius, and it would have been on him to do the due diligence to come to Petersburg and not go to the county because he was aware. He was the county guy. So I would just call foul on that because Roger should have known. If he didn't, that's on him. It's on the website. Not the map. The map was not only, but the ordinance that states there is a 2-mile radius was on the website.
Focus back in on, this is probably things you, but I did get it, and I don't have enough copies. But I did get a copy of, talk to, Works. Now. He gave me that in an email, background. Colorized map and all that. He had put together a very rough map. But I'm gonna the process she's gone through. Happy here. How that's all transpired. Wipe your nose on this, you, whatever you want to with it, but that was her. He was trying to explain to me, this, zoning map that I think everyone in Roger not accurate, and I understand that. But between Amber's explanation, this at least gives you some background on what's going on. And you can wipe your nose on it, you can consider it, you can do whatever you want to with it. But that on personally. Do with that, please, nothing with it. According to
Aware
Amber,
that there was,
she had
yeah.
the parcels together, that then Roger calculated.
Yes, I believe so.
That's my very, Amber had that she passed on. Whether there was anything else that Roger found, I don't know. I have the foggiest idea, what he found, what he didn't.
That's not the original, that's what this was created from. But that one was created at the same time. That's not the original from all those years ago that it was done. It was a compilation of other things at that point. But what you saw and what we do have is the blown-up version of this. Mhm.
process you went through beginning of the year.
Four more parcels. Let's say we requirements explicitly laid out in section, chapter 3, section 5, which was personalization. Still has to follow them. What is the purpose of the ordinance? Subdivide property.
Is being issued about whether it's allowed in an ag. Get into all sorts of world is that or found arguments. Background, all. Outrageous.
Subdivision control ordinance is not limited, whether it's ag 1, ag 2. We mentioned is CO1, the parcelization, may be included. The definition, right, of the ordinance does not designate whether ag 1, ag 2. Outrageous. Everything is zoned within ag 1, residential, whatever it may be, doesn't designate ag 1, ag 2. Residential. Applies to all. For the definition of subdivision, subdivide a piece of property off of a tract.
So,
That's the parent tract, parcelized thing. Regardless of what this permit is issued for, it's a piece of property. Parent tract is parcelized. This is in addition to. I'm not even sure this permit is valid based on the original decision of the BZA to not allow subdivision. This is no different.
So the other concern is that, you know, he's building these 9 duplexes, and then everybody has said that we've been told he's gonna rent them, he's gonna sell them. If he sells them, how is he going to sell them? And if he sells them as a unit, who is going to upkeep all of that land, the driveways, if those people only own the units and they don't own the land? Who keeps up with that? Is Ratcliffe gonna keep managing all that property and the driveways and all that if the people only own those specific units? And if they are going to intend to build the 9 duplexes, and then he's going to sell them and parcelize them or subdivide them again, he's getting away with building a subdivision.
So if this is a planned unit, have
Stu,
I don't understand why home division going three homes, now we're doing duplexes, it's fine, we got approved. I don't know, I can't put my hands around what the homes were duplexes. Why would your guys' vote change?
we haven't changed a vote. That was our initial vote. Yes, we haven't gotten to a vote, so.
He makes hundreds of decisions a day, a week.
Because they approved the septic tank, and it was tagged, and I approved it.
So, I think we've got a little bit of conflict of interest. I think this guy don't need to know. He works at home, in the country.
He's not on, he's not on
And
the
I'm
board.
sure Mr. Rackles comes and buys stuff from him. So,
He approved it on the no. And
He's not on,
person gets to
he's not on the
approve
board.
so he
it.
can
He
do it
just
by
said he
himself.
approved it.
You don't have to have a vote from the committee? I just said.
For building permit, for all those things that he
Well, then
does
you-
on an
And
everyday
that's,
basis.
that's what I
I just
meant,
approved the house on Morton's Grant. Did I need to?
Are you approving building permits without a thorough review of the zoning regulation?
I approved it the way I was supposed to.
Stu,
To see the house.
Stu, I need you to explain to me why it's not a subdivision, because I don't understand that, because to me it's a subdivision because they stated it themselves as a subdivision. So I need you to explain to me why I wouldn't assume it's a subdivision and why I shouldn't go forward thinking that.
And again, there's process followed during the year. Had followed this process from the get-go, we had to meet at the beginning of the year to consider that. So, again, in my opinion, it doesn't meet that definition of a planned subdivision.
Even though they stated themselves on their own paperwork that it is a subdivision.
Well, I know what.
No, it's right here.
Is what the application is for. I can attach.
But this was
again, I
with
can
it.
attach the Gettysburg Address. That doesn't make it a historical document.
Okay.
so,
Well, why don't we see if anybody else has any comment, and then that's where you would go to.
Dismiss it, not approve it at all. That's our right to vote.
that's-
Fountain Central subdivision. With, and it says Fountain Central subdivision duplex layout.
Again, I thought lawyers were making me look bad and split hairs. I understand that. I understand
I'm just clarifying. So sustaining the objection is saying that we agree with their objections, is what you're saying. Okay. Well, then I make a motion to sustain the objections.
Motion in a second, now you open it up for discussion.
I think it odd that Ratcliffe have to have somebody here to represent him. I don't want to see any more development. Personally, I don't want to see any more development out there. If it was my decision, I would just say no to it. And I have friends out there, and I'm not going to jeopardize my friendship. I don't even feel like I should be on the board because I don't want to jeopardize my friendship with some of the people in attendance. So can I just go ahead and remove myself from the
If someone believes they has a conflict, well, then you can abstain from voting because you don't like any of it.
I'm voting.
So, that's the way, because if he believes that he has a conflict, he should abstain.
I don't have a conflict. I agree with all of them.
Well, he mentioned personal relationships out there, and so.
Small town.
We're from Petersburg. We stand together.
I can't tell me represent Bassett from the city.
It doesn't answer your question, well, it should. So, but again, I'm just trying to,
So
to get you to
I think it should be going out myself.
I mean, for Mr. Ratcliffe, this is just all about money, that it's their lives that are affected by it.
Their water. I mean, that's what my concern is. I mean, they don't need it out there. Plus, we don't need it in Fountain County, let alone Petersburg.
He's worried about James Ratcliffe losing money.
Yeah. When I agree with somebody,
He's gonna sell some of that stuff to Jim Ratcliffe so we can do a house.
So I picked up.
I think we're getting.
Yep. So bring back.
yeah.
So we have
I just made the motion to.
a motion and a
I think
second.
there was a motion.
Amber?
And a second, now we're in discussion.
I agree.
That's-
These people have a year of research. I've got an hour and 10 minutes. There's no way I could make a clear decision if I wanted to, but because I don't know what the ordinance is. I don't know if it's being followed correctly, and I'm not going to say yes or no just to say yes or no. I know what I'm talking about, or, And my brother kind of threw me into this, but he told me about
He
this.
threw me into it too.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm real happy with him right now.
So the last one, just wanted to make sure I was clear, this one, you say is called an application for improvement. So was the other one a subdivision request? Was sent to us?
There is a separate,
Is that what was sent to us before?
I wasn't involved in that. That was,
So this is, so same form, that's why I guess, and trust me, I feel for everyone. Like I said before, the level set, what our roles are, is to really look at what the zoning is, right? And as much as I would love to say, yes, the sewer and all that, I understand what you're saying, but that is not, and the roads, that's not our decision, okay? Just so you understand what our roles are. And ours, the only time that we meet is when there is an objection or someone has, a question or wants to bring up, like you guys have done. And the way I view it is, and I agree with you, when you start subdividing, looks like a subdivision, smells like a subdivision, it's probably a subdivision. And that's where I don't understand that side of, and maybe from the legal side, Stu, I guess I'm looking, you or someone on that. I think that would guide this board better, because at the end of the day, we didn't write the zoning. We're supposed to look at it and say, is it allowed within that area? And I don't know what has changed from the original request to what it is now, whether it's individual homes or duplexes, it still appears to be subdivision. If by, yeah. So that's why I don't, and like you said, it doesn't call out that, well, if it's Ag 1, you could do whatever you want. If it's, when you start subdividing that out, I don't know how else you call it.
For definition, parent tract. Unless he followed the steps, he explained, station, highlighted. For that, it's personalization.
Any land lying outside the corporate boundaries of the town of Petersburg, the classification of which is not shown shall be classified as being Ag 1 agricultural or rural district, otherwise classified by amendment divided by or any land lying outside the corporate boundaries, classification not shown classified as being R1 single rural district, otherwise classified by zoning. So, not otherwise zoned, hey, we got, out by the interstate, industrial. That's the change. But otherwise, this, Ag 1 district. So,
Divided.
never approved as a subdivision. You guys said, no.
But it's still classified as subdivision. Any construction on there.
No,
complies
it's
with the ordinance.
exact, it's owned Ag 1 rural.
Regardless of what it's zoned.
So you're not far afield. What the question is, what's allowed Ag 1 area? Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just explaining to everybody
So,
what the issue
yeah.
is.
2 mile radius, residential is town, everything outside of that is Ag 1. The 2 mile radius, it doesn't matter what is zoned. The subdivision ordinance applies. Regardless of
If
the
you have a
fact.
subdivision, yes.
So then why did they come asking for duplexes and not come back and ask for homes?
I don't have
Because
an answer for
you
that.
see,
The
I-
only thing I can figure out is that multi-residential dwelling is allowed in an
Okay.
Well, I got the same phone call.
if we're not ready to actually vote tonight and go through with this, then I say the next step, we table it, and he has to be here to talk to us. I mean, he has not been to any of the meetings. If this is something he wants, then he can come and talk to us. But, yeah. Yeah. Mhm. So, I mean, if we want to if you guys aren't ready to vote, that's fine. But if we're going to table it, then, well, I mean, are we voting? I mean, do you guys, it was motioned and seconded. And then yeah, we haven't actually voted yet. I would rather not, but just discussing options. I sustained the objection. He. Yeah.
So again, if you don't feel it's right to decide it, second, requested he show up to tell you what's going on. I'm just explaining their options. So if that's what you want to do, then you have that option to do it. Public notice says that the hearing may be continued from time to time without further.
So, any other discussion before we, we have a motion from Amber, second by Mark. Sustain objection. All in favor? All in favor?
Probably ought to do a hand. All in favor of that? All right. That. Unless you got any other business, then you adjourn it.
Meeting adjourned.
I guess I'll put together a letter for the BZA that says 5-0 to sustain the objection.
Everything costs, Thomas. All right.
Well, you did everything